Yes, it's the title no one in tennis wants, women's edition. Who is the best player never to have won a major? Let's reiterate this up front. There is an element of compliment here. The candidates may not have broken through yet, but the implication is that they could have, perhaps should have, and may well still do it. We can also debate the definition here. Is this a reflection of present form? Right now, you could make a case that Mirra Andreeva is among the best players never to have won a major. But come on, she's a teenager. Or is the best player never to have won a major someone whose career resume suggests they should have, though their best days might be behind them? We look at you, former #1 Karolina Pliskova. No right answer, but here are some choices. Jasmine Paolini reached the finals of both Roland Garros and Wimbledon in 2024 and critically also played deep in the other two slams. A year ago, she had never before been beyond the second round of a major. Suffice to say, this is a new entry. Same for Zheng Xinwen, a finalist in Australia and an Olympic gold medalist, and she's only 22. Ons Jabeur has been to 3 major finals. The pushback is that, much like Casper Ruud on the men's side, maybe this was more about overachievement than missed opportunity. At the 2024 US Open, Jessie Pegula not only reached her first major semifinal, but her first final. Does she have one additional round in her? Still, here's the vote we cast last year, and it still holds. What about Czech sensation Karolina Muchova? She's been to the quarters or better at each of the 4 majors. She's not only reached the Roland Garros final in June of 2023, but nearly toppled Iga Swiatek when she got there. Despite an injury-addled 2024, she returned to the US Open semis. She's athletic and focused, and her biggest nemesis is not a player, but her health. At 28, she's old enough so there's no great pressure, young enough so that there's still time.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look at the list. Yesterday was pretty clear, cut and dry. Sasha Zverev, best man yet to win a major. On the women's side, I don't know. We got Ons Jabeur, Paolini, Muchova, Queen Wen, Pegula, Andreeva. What do you think, Tracy?
Okay, you're going to hate me, but I'm going to go with Ons Jabeur is the past. I think she had the most opportunity because 2 finals there. I think for the future, I think Andreeva is going to win a major. It's not a question of if, it's when. I think Muchova, she can sneak through at any time, almost on any surface. That woman is so talented. Got to the semifinals of the US Open, was up a set and a break on Jessica Pegula. But if you're going to make me pick one, which is probably what you're looking for, I'm going for Zheng. I think she's 22 years old. She's won the Olympics, so she's won a big title. Australian Open, she got to the final. Pegula, I'm putting as 1B. Because she got to the finals last year. This is much more complicated. We had an easy answer yesterday, I think, in Zverev. This is more complicated. I don't see Jabeur getting to another final, though.
It's interesting because John also pointed out Karolina Pliskova, who, in my opinion, has the best resume of those yet to win a major. #1 in the world, a couple major finals, all that's... She's not... I probably will not win a major of all those people. I agree with you, Tracy. Mirra Andreeva, it's not if, it's when. But who's the best yet?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's tough to put a couple of those players on that list because they are very much in the thick of their career. To me, they are ascending still. I look at Zheng in that category. You look at Mirra Andreeva, obviously has not gotten to a major final as some of those players on that list have done. So I kind of put them in a little bit of a different category. For me, it would probably be Ons Jabeur. When I think about how she has played consistently for a period of time at the top of the game, getting to 3 major finals. I mean, we thought she was a lock for at least one of those majors that she was going to have her first major. So there's a number of reasons I would put her there outside of Karolina Pliskova, who right now is injured again and has been struggling physically, similar to Jabeur. But I think for me, Jabeur would be that player.
Yeah, look, it's a really interesting way how you evaluate it. It depends on the lens you look through, right? And you think, I would lean towards Ons as well, just because you think what she's done and the position she's put herself in, particularly at Wimbledon, where I think she's unbelievably good. You think she's going to get one there. But the young players, they're just starting, so it's a little bit challenging. One name that wasn't on that list, I don't think, is Svitolina.
Yeah.
And to me, she is one of the most well-rounded players who's been there or thereabouts for a very very long time. And earlier on in her career, I thought she was going to win a few major titles. And I just thought that if she ever got a little better, more comfortable being offensive, she would, because she's such a great defender. But that's a great list. Again, let's look at that list as a compliment, not as a detriment, because those are amazing athletes out there. But I'd have to go probably with Ons, just because she's been there those 3 times.
Interesting, because a couple of years ago when we talked about this on the men's side, it was before Jannik Sinner had won his first major, and then he won it. So he was the best to yet win a major at that point. You could argue that Mirra Andreeva is the best to yet win a major. Made the semifinals at Roland Garros last year. We'll start her crusade tomorrow, and it's interesting to note that she already won 2 1,000s this year. So what are her chances to raise the trophy and get off the list in 2 weeks, Tracy?
I think there is a chance. I have so much belief in this young lady and the way that she has improved. That forehand was not a huge weapon before. The backhand is magical, but I think Conchita Martinez, her coach, has done a wonderful job of really rounding out her game with the backhand slice. I love her forehand slice on defense. When she gets in trouble, she just sets with that forehand slice, as so few do. She's got an incredible drop shot. She's starting to come to the net more. And I asked Conchita, how come her serve has improved so much? And she said, we really worked on her leg strength. And so her serve has become a much bigger weapon. Second serve was attackable even a year ago. So look at the way she's just deciding to release on that forehand. Before, she kind of hit it behind her, was kind of guiding the forehand. So much improvement. She's really, really going to be tough. But she's lost twice in the clay court season to Coco Gauff. Those were matches that I really had my eye on, and Coco was better.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the wheels of Gauff's, and it's difficult for Andreeva to kind of hit past those defenses, and that, you know, may be the one thing we kind of talk about, the big weapon that can really end points. Sometimes she struggles with that. It's about her overall complete game, and I think that's why she has a great shot, you know, to pick up one of these titles and maybe have a shot to win it this year. Certainly, she's had a good enough season. She's had these big wins, and can she hold it together mentally? Can she kind of play maybe a little more even keel in some of the big moments? We've talked about that at times. She's still so young. She's still, you know, kind of figuring it out and maturing as a player. But it's been fabulous to see how she has grown so much under the tutelage of Conchita Martinez. Such experience at her back, and that has been huge as well.
Now, the biggest thing for me is she can be able to get past the defensive skills of a great Coco Gauff at the end of a major. I think offensively, no problem, but what is she going to do defensively in terms of being able to match that or find ways to hit through it? And just from the back of the court, I think it's a tough thing to do. But in terms of being able to deal with the power of a Sabalenka or even a Swiatek, I think she has an easier time with those players as she progresses and develops than Coco, who's an amazing defender.